Hello? Hello, hello, hello? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello, hello? Anybody? Hello? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Hello? Anybody? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Anyone? Hello? All right, well, I guess I'll just, so my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. If you're not familiar, welcome. If you're just hopping on, you can tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar with me, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota and I talk to spirit. Jody, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Ray from Oklahoma, welcome. Glad to have you here. So, just a quick, Lisa, thank you for the follow. Just a, Kentucky. And did you have a name, Kentucky? New here, Sheila from North Carolina. Well, welcome. Glad to have you here. Missouri, do you have a name? Lisa from Georgia, welcome. Welcome, welcome. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. I'm glad that you're here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Just a quick introduction if you've never been here before. Linda, welcome. David, welcome. If you're not familiar, so on September 14th of 2023, for TikTok purposes, I have to say it this way, my husband unalived himself. Thank you for the follow, Melissa. And so after that, I discovered that I had these abilities and what my purpose in life was, which is to help others heal from their traumas and help others, uplift others and help others go through and hopefully never have to go through what I went through. So thank you. I appreciate that, everybody. So that's just kind of a quick backstory, why I'm here, why I have a TikTok. This is a positive only zone. Columbus, Ohio, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate that. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help others heal their traumas and their pain and uplift others. That's what Spirit tells me I'm supposed to do, so that's why I'm here. Tennessee, welcome. So when I go live, Spirit gives me a topic. Tonight's topic is change your perspective. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Oh, I am so sorry, Ray. That's terrible. It's one of my spirit guides, but actually most of the time I get it from my angel. I have one angel that gives me most of the messages. Hi, Brian. How are you? South Carolina, welcome. I'm so sorry, Ray. How long ago was that? If you don't mind sharing, how long ago did you lose your wife? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. 3 weeks ago. Oh my gracious. Just checking in. Well, you're welcome to stay, Brian. Sorry for your loss. I lost my son in 2009, my husband in 2012. I am so sorry. real quick, I'm just going to talk to Ray, but Melissa, I want to get back to you. So Ray, can I ask how you're dealing with that? Or if you are? And Melissa, have you dealt with your loss of your son and your husband? Thank you for the follow. I assume it's Nancy. Yeah, right. Isn't that terrible? 3 weeks ago. Wow. I know. It feels like just 3 weeks ago with my husband, but it's been a year, which is unreal. Yes and no. Okay, well, you guys are in the right place, okay? I'm hoping some of my... Brian is a regular. I have a great community here of supportive people. We'll see if they all hop on tonight. I'm a little early, so maybe not right yet. Ray, how you doing? And how are you guys dealing? So let me just give you a quick backstory. So after my husband passed away, thanks, Brian. After my husband passed away, I am what you call the unique girl, the circle that doesn't fit in the square. And I knew that when I came home, because he didn't do it here, he did it out of state. So when I came back to my apartment, I knew that group therapy was not going to be a thing for me, right? And so I figured out, or I had to figure out, how am I going to deal with this? What just happened to me? My husband and I were together for 32 years, married for 30. And I knew that basically I had to become my own therapist if I was going to get through this, because he didn't leave me in a great spot financially, so there was no way I was going to be able to go to regular therapy, and group therapy was just out of the question for me. I have my work, just trying to stay busy. Okay, well, I'm going to give you some tips and some things that work for me. Yes, and it's okay to believe in a higher power. Absolutely. I believe I have my abilities from a higher power. I just don't call it God, because I've been down a million rabbit holes and there's a million gods. So it's like, which God are you referring to? So I just say source. But I do believe in a creator, source, for sure. And I totally believe that, you know, like I said, I have angel guides and spirit guides, and yeah, right? And so that's where I get my messages from. But hopping back to Ray and Melissa, so here's some things that helped me, and this is why I'm on here. This is what Spirit wants me to share most of the time, is what did I, because the first message I ever got, okay, I came home and I started meditating. I was not a good meditator at all before my husband passed. I came home and I deep dived into meditation. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Thank you for liking the live, Brian. And so I deep dived into meditation, and one of the first messages that I ever got in meditation was, what heals you will heal others. And then that slowly took me to the puzzle pieces that my guides give me, that led me to understand what my purpose was here. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell us who you are, where you're from. So anyway, so meditation was great. Oh, thank you. I appreciate you so much. Mountain bike riding. Well, that's kind of a tricky subject, and I forgot your name. I'm sorry, Big Bad Faye. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with the chat here too. John, thanks for the follow. Hello, where are you from? What I believe is we've been lied to about a lot of things. I'm just going to leave it at that for right now. I've been down a lot of rabbit holes in the last 4 years, 5 years. But I definitely believe that there's a creator, and that we were, you know, obviously we were created by a creator, and my gifts come from that. So it sounds like you have a good start, Ray. I take long walks and go mountain bike riding. That's awesome. Walks are great. Nature is wonderful, and nature is so healing. the universe, God, source, whatever it is you believe in, knew what they were doing when they created, you know, nature. Nature is the most healing thing you can do. Grounding yourself, getting out into nature, putting your feet in the dirt, the grass, the sand is one of the best healing things you can do for yourself. What I did, I would go out into nature. I would go sit. We have a lake on the other side of town. I would go sit out in nature, and I would take a notebook with me, and I would journal, and I would journal, and I would cry, and I would journal, and I would cry, and I would journal, and I would cry. Just everything, how you're feeling, right? But just remember, day by day, you know, baby steps. And I know when that first happened to me, somebody said, just take it one step at a time. And that is so true. One step at a time. Breathe. And what I tell everybody is, if it's okay to have a moment, right? Have those moments. And definitely when you have those moments, feel those moments, right? Feel your feelings. You can't stuff it. If you stuff it, it's just going to come out in it'll just manifest itself in another way. So definitely feel your feelings, have your moment, but don't live there. So that's just a little piece of advice from me. Thank you for your kind words. I've been packing up my wife and son's things, so good night. Oh my gosh, it's really soon. Just saying. Ray, that's really soon. Gosh. Hi, I'm in Kentucky. You? Misty, welcome. I am in South Dakota. My name is Renee. Yep, one day at a time. To be honest with you all, I was ready to take my life. Like I said, I was with my husband for 32 years, since I was 16 years old. And I was 48 when he died. And I didn't know how to live without him, right? I had never lived without him. And my youngest daughter said to me one day, she said, Mom, you understand your life is worth living, right? And I didn't, but I had a light bulb moment there. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. And so that's when I really started to try to heal myself. I knew I had to do something. I knew my husband wouldn't want me to stay in this bed and to just, you know, I apologize, I have fibromyalgia, so I forget words sometimes. He wouldn't want me to stay in this bed and just mope, right? I know he would not want that at all. And so that's why I strongly push for people to have a moment, you know, and just don't live there. You know what I mean? So real quick, we're gonna hop on topic. So tonight's topic is change your perspective. This was really great for my healing when I discovered this. So I got this word one day from my guide, and it was change your perspective. And when I realized that just by tweaking my perspective, right, that this was happening for me and not to me. Because in the very beginning, I thought, why is this happening to me, right? That's what we all do, right? When something goes wrong in life and we kind of get thrown a curveball, why is this happening to me? And when you change the perspective and flip that to, why is this happening for me and not to me, it changes everything. And I learned that I had to go through that in order to learn that I could get through that. Does that make sense to everybody? If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Thanks for liking the live. I appreciate that. And so once I flipped that perspective of that, my whole outlook on everything changed. And I realized, sorry, Patsy from Alabama, welcome. Glad to have you. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. I'm Renee from South Dakota. Welcome. And so, like I said, that whole outlook changed. Just had a aha moment. Say that again, Renee, please. Okay, Katie. Which part about I had to go through it? Okay, so hopefully that's what you're talking about. Thank you for liking the live. So I had to learn that I had to go through that in order to know that I could get through that. Does that make sense? I had to go through that in order to know that I could get through it. Is that what you're talking about, Katie? Dolores from Palestine, Texas, welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Does anybody else? Ask God, no, why me, but. Right, and so what I've discovered over this last year is thank you for sharing, I appreciate that. Ed in Idaho, welcome. What part of Idaho, by the way, just curious. What I discovered when, like I said, first I had the perspective change, right? My guide said, you need to change your perspective. This is happening to you, not for you. Say the rest I'm writing. I just don't know which part you want me to say, Katie, sorry. You have to, I had to go through that in order to know that I could. Oh, to you, not, okay, right. So when you change the perspective that it's happening for you, not to you, that changed the whole outlook, right? Southeast Idaho. Sorry, I gotta think where I'm at. Okay, cool. I lived up in North Idaho. I'm trying to juggle this. So what I'm trying to say is once I discovered that, right? And then if you haven't been on my live before, for you, not to you. Yes, exactly. And prime example, I'm going to give you an example. And if you've been on my live before, you might have heard this story, but if you haven't, you might not have. So for weeks, I was trying to figure out, I knew that I had a higher purpose and that this was leading me to my purpose. And that's why I had to have a course correction, right? Things had to happen because I was becoming codependent on my husband and I wasn't on my path to my purpose, right? And so I was trying to discover my purpose. Well, then once I had just decided, okay, I'm not going to focus on that anymore. I'm just going to focus on my healing and hopefully it will come to me. So that's what I did. So I meditated, I journaled, I did all that. I went out into nature and I did all that. And I started to heal. And every day I would meditate and I would get these messages. And one morning, it had probably been at least a month and a half, 2 months into it. I would have to look at my notebook now to see if I wrote it down. But so what happened is I meditated. I didn't get anything, which isn't uncommon. I did my meditation, and as soon as I started to come out of meditation, Daryl sent me a song. And he sent me the Cher song, If I Could Turn Back Time, right? And I sat here and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It was like, that was my time where it all came together. All the puzzle pieces that my guides had been giving me all that time just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. And I sat here and I just cried because I'm getting chills now. So my husband gave me that song, If I Could Turn Back Time. He was saying if he could turn back time. And I was like, no, you can't. You couldn't. Because, and if I get emotional, I'm sorry, but with this story, this is the one I do get emotional, but he couldn't turn back time. He couldn't change what he did, because sometimes things happen for us, not to us, for us for a reason. I believe everything happens for a reason, and I don't believe in coincidences. And what happened with my husband had to happen, and it had to happen exactly the way it happened, because if it didn't, then I wouldn't be on the path to my purpose. And so at that moment, I realized that was when I definitely had that perspective change, right? Spirit had given me that, and they kept telling me, you have to change your perspective. You have to change your perspective. This isn't happening to you. It isn't happening to you. And at that moment, when I realized, no, it didn't happen to me, it happened for me, because if I didn't go through that experience, then it wouldn't have led me to here, where I am right now, where I'm supposed to be. Sorry. So if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. And if you're not familiar, my name is Renee, and it's telling me I have an unstable connection, so I apologize if I lose you. But anyway, so like I said, I believe everything happens for a reason, and there are no coincidences in life. And knowing what I know now, I truly believe, yes, Katie, yes. So let me back up a little bit before my husband passed, or right after my husband passed, I should say. So when my husband passed away, I have a really good friend who reached out to me and said, Liz from Washington, welcome, reached out to me and said, Renee, I would like to pay for you to speak to a medium. Is that something you would be willing to do? Now keep in mind, this is before I realized that I have these abilities. Like, I'm hearing voices and things are happening to me, but I'm not putting two and two together quite yet, right? Hey, Wayne, if you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Sorry, nose is itching. Always somebody's talking about me. So 2 days after my husband passed, my friend paid for me to talk to a medium. And she said to me that it was my husband's time. If you don't know our whole story, it had been a long 3 years. My husband had been in the hospital prior, and had 2 strokes, and it was a whole thing. I have videos on it, if you're of my story, that you can go back and check out. Hi, Jody from California, welcome. Thanks for liking the live, Wayne. And so this medium proceeded to tell me that she said, so everybody in our life comes in our life and is in our life for certain time frames, right? Not everybody is in our life forever. Some people come in for a chapter, some people come in, you know what I'm saying? And she said to me that my husband, Tom from Chicago, welcome. My husband was put into my life to give me the confidence that I needed to have in order to fulfill my purpose in life. And I was becoming codependent on my husband and wasn't on that path. And hello from Michigan, welcome. Is it Brenda? And hello from Michigan, welcome. Is it Brenda? And so basically what happens is sometimes when we're not on the path that we need to be on, the universe, God, source, whatever it is you believe in, will give you a course correction. Okay? And so that's what happened. I had a course correction. Now, knowing what I know now, like I said, I believe it was his time. When it's your time, you have so many chances, like outs, they call it. Like you have like 5 outs. And my husband could have left when he was in the hospital, but I was told that he didn't because he knew my heart wasn't ready yet. And not that I don't think your heart's ever ready, right? But that's why he didn't leave me then. Okay. And so when you put all this together, okay, this is my purpose in life. I had to go through this trauma because now I'm able to help others go through their traumas, right? That's my purpose in life. That's why the first message I ever got in meditation was, what heals me will heal others. Because what is healing me, I'm now using to try to help others heal from their traumas and their things that they've gone through. That's my purpose in life. And so, like I said, all it took was that perspective change, right? And that was when I got that song, that's when my whole perspective changed, that no, they're right. My guides were right. This wasn't happening to me. This was happening for me. For me, to put me on the path to my purpose, to help other people. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. Thanks for the likes, guys. Anybody got anything they want to add? Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that, Liz. Let me just... Sometimes Spirit gives me notes, and sometimes they just say, here's your topic, go on. So tonight I did get a few topics. Gosh, I wish I knew that several years ago. Thanks. You're so welcome. But here's another perspective for you on that. What you just said is, we all are where we're supposed to be on this journey of life, right? And I might not be where you are, Big Bad Faye, and I don't know if I forgot your name. I apologize. And so we all go through this thing called life, right? And we're all on our own separate journeys, on our own, to get to where we need to be. And I just believe in wholeheartedly that you are meant to find this out now. You weren't meant to know that several years ago for a reason. We might not know what that reason is, but I just believe everybody, like I said, you're on your journey and you find out things when you're meant to find them out. Does that make sense? And so maybe you weren't meant to know that several years ago. Maybe you were just meant to hear that now. I'm sorry, he never left, only in body. You carry his spirit. Oh, yes, I know that now. Obviously. Linda. I am so sorry, Linda. Normally I'm better and I take notes, and tonight I'm just kind of, yeah. I was told by a medium the same thing. I'm going through a divorce after 26 years of marriage. I'm so sorry, Liz. Well, you're in the right place. We have the best community here. So if you guys aren't familiar with my channel, my page, I don't know what it's called. Nobody will tell me. I go live Sunday through Thursday. I'm a little early tonight, about 15 minutes, but generally I'm here between 7 and 8 o'clock Mountain Time. Sunday through Thursday. Generally, sometimes we just chat, but generally we have a subject from my guides. And you're welcome to come. We have a great community. If you see Katie's on here and Wayne, and I know Brian's still here, but we have a great community of people, and we would love to be your community and help you any way we can. And Linda, I'm glad that makes sense to you. Hold on, guys. I'm a note taker, so I'm going to take notes now that that's your name. And you told me where you were from too, Linda. Can you tell me again? I apologize. And, I'm so sorry. I got to go in there and I didn't take note. Kentucky. Yes, super support and no judgment. No, we don't do judgment here, and if like I said, everything here, this is my page, so everything here is my opinion. And I have no problem if you don't agree with me. I am here to agree to disagree. I have no problem with that. We don't argue here. We agree to disagree. It's only positive, uplifting here. That's it. That's why we're here. Yep, it's a soft place to land. Patsy, thank you for the follow. And someday in the works, I have a goal to have even bigger soft place to land, but I won't get into that tonight because I'm not supposed to put a lot out there. Spirits told me I'm supposed to keep a couple things close to my chest yet, but someday there will be a soft place to land. Obviously, you don't know scriptures. Well, scripture's been manipulated a little bit, and you can agree to disagree with me, but I've done a lot of research, and scripture's been manipulated and changed, unfortunately. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. And you're welcome to agree to disagree with me. I also believe in reincarnation, which actually was in the Bible to the 1900s. If you go back to a Bible before the 1900s, you will see that they took that out of the Bible. I do believe in reincarnation also, so I'm sure you won't agree with me on that. But, like I said, I'm here to agree to disagree. I believe everybody is, like I just said, you are where you are on your journey, and I am where I am on mine, and I know what I know. So, toughen up, Buttercup. Okay, sure. I think I've been pretty tough, considering if you knew my story, I've been to hell and back this year, so I think I've been pretty darn tough. As tough as they come, as they get. But hey, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee and I'm from South Dakota. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Does anybody else have anything else they want to add? Tanya from Pennsylvania, welcome. $717. That's an angel number. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Anybody else have anything else they want to add about the subject? You like my content tonight? No, I don't agree with you, but that's okay with me. I found a friend. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you're here. And like I said, I'm not where you are in your journey, and you're not where I'm at. And that's okay. That's what makes all of our journeys unique, right? So I'm still glad to have you here. I'm glad that you joined us tonight. And you're welcome to come any night. I'm just not on Friday and Saturday because I go dancing. Since my husband passed, my friend takes me dancing. That's my outlet other than work. So we grow by learning. And here's another thing too is, I was just kind of on the spiritual journey before my husband passed. Thank you. I appreciate that. And what I learned is I was very closed. For a long time, I was very closed-minded, and I only believed a certain way, and I thought everybody should believe how I believe. And then I discovered, this whole thing about, we're all on our separate journeys. You aren't where I am, and I am not where you are. And the only way that we can grow and learn is if we have to be open-minded to the fact that maybe we don't know everything, right? And I'm not sitting here saying I know everything by any means. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. Ohio, do you have a name? Anybody else got anything they want to add to the topic tonight? Change your perspective? Sorry, I have these baby hairs and they want to... Ron, welcome. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. Okay, Tanya, sorry. No, you're fine. So our topic tonight was change your perspective. And basically the gist of it is that so many times we're going through things in life, right? And we're like so if you're not aware, so my husband unalived himself. I have to say it that way for TikTok so I don't get banned. And sorry for my cat. He does this sometimes. But so basically, when we're going through things in life, what I've learned over this last year with what I went through with my husband is nothing is happening to you, right? When bad things happen, you're like, why is this happening to me? And once I learned to change, to flip that perspective and realize that it wasn't happening to me, it was happening for me, because I believe everything in this life is for us to learn. It's a learning experience, right? And so just changing that perspective can change everything sometimes in your life. For me, it changed a lot of things. Good night, all. You're all in my prayers tonight. Thanks, Katie. I'm so glad you hopped on. Have a good night. I appreciate you so much. So that's what we're talking about tonight, is changing your perspective and realizing that one of perspective is things aren't happening to us, it's happening for us. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're not familiar, my name is Renee. I'm from South Dakota. Welcome. And I don't do political posts on here because there's a million places you can put political posts. We're only about helping people heal and uplift and dealing with their traumas. So I just kindly ask that you not post that again. Otherwise, I'll have to block you. And I hate blocking people. I really do. But our focus is strictly on helping people. That's why we're here. And loving people. Loving you where you're at, right? And that's what I was saying. You know, you don't have to agree with me. I don't have to agree with you. Anna from Memphis, Tennessee, welcome. Glad to have you. You know, we don't have to agree with each other. But why can't we just love each other? Love each other right where we're at. Love and unity. Exactly. You know, you can have your opinion, I can have mine, because you're not where I am on my journey and I'm not where you are. So we just love each other where we're at. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. And Liz, we are here for you if you need anything. Do you say 26 years or 28 years? Tanya, thank you for following the live. I appreciate that. And did you tell me where you were from, Liz? I'm sure you did. I apologize. I didn't catch anybody. 26, that's what I thought. Tell me again where you're from. Washington. Where in Washington? I lived in North Idaho forever, and I know so much of Washington. I cannot wait to get back to the Pacific Northwest. That was our goal. We weren't supposed to stay in South Dakota, and obviously my husband had other plans. So, Spokane. Oh my gosh. I lived an hour from Spokane. That was like, you know, a week, you know, go to Spokane on Saturday or Sunday. Yeah, I lived up by Newport, just across the border, in a little town called Laclede, off of Highway 2. So glad to have you. I miss it there so bad. Yeah, it is very pretty. I miss it. Something terrible. My husband decided to check out, and so my whole world of 32 years crumbled. Everything, nothing stayed the same except for my apartment, my animals, and my children. I lost everything, which is fine. It's just stuff. But yeah, so I had to learn real quick to close that door, and now I'm standing in the hallway waiting for my new door to open. Thank you. I appreciate that. So does anybody else have anything else they want to talk about or add? to our topic, or anything you need to vent about or talk about today, or a loss or anything you're going through, that's what we're here for. That's what my community is for. So if you got anything, don't be shy. We're not shy around here. Oh, my phone's always squawking at me. Sorry, guys. If you're just hopping on, tell me who you are, where you're from. My journey has been several years ago. 1993, I lost my husband at the age of 32. I can take out of it. I am so sorry for your loss. It's not easy. Thank you for the follow, Francis. I appreciate that. And you're welcome to come on and talk about it or anything else. 32, wow. I can't even imagine. I was 48. That was hard enough. What I said tonight just don't apply to grief. No, it doesn't. You know, you can use it in other parts of your life. You know, things happen to us, and you know, I've had so many things happen to me this last year. Like I said, Joe from Freeburg, Illinois, welcome. It's hard to stay positive daily. That's why I keep, it's really just a thought. Keep a journal and put your feelings in there. Write it out. I'm angry with you today. I'm sad today. I'm whatever, right? A journal is great. And my guides had us do some homework like about a month ago, and they said, every day write 3 things that you're grateful for and do 1 act of kindness. And I don't always get the act of kindness done every day because I don't always leave my apartment every day because I no longer have a car and I have to depend on a ride. But I did get lax about 2-3 weeks. I stopped doing the gratitude every day. And I tell you, that made a huge difference in my life. I went back to doing that because when it brings you present, right? Because my issue is I like to live in the future, right? I'm thinking I'm an A personality, right? So I like to control things, even though my guides keep telling me you can't control any of this, right? But so I'm always like, I can't wait till Friday, or I can't wait till this, or I can't wait till that. And so 3 things you're grateful for. It brings you present right here, right now. What am I grateful for right now? And let me tell you, that's changed my life. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate that. There was something else I was going to touch on there and I got sidetracked. What I was going to say so I've been to hell and back this year, right? Like anything that could go wrong, like, right, I have no dryer, I have no vacuum cleaner. Right now I have no job. I have a job interview tomorrow though, and I'm pretty sure I'll have a job, so I'm not worried. And my guys got me covered, they've told me, so I'm not stressing. But my point is literally last week, I literally had no job, no dryer, no vacuum. I have no car, you know. I've pretty much hit rock bottom, right? Where a person I can't go any lower, right? Well, I shouldn't say that. Every time I say that, something else happens. They're like, oh yeah, try this. And so it's how you deal with those situations, and going through what I've went through and realizing that perspective this year has really helped me be able to go, okay, my dryer died. Instead of the old Renee that would have freaked out, okay, now I have no dryer, I have no money, I have no way to get one. Okay, how am I going to deal with this? And what am I supposed to be learning from it, right? How can I change my perspective? Well, I don't have a dryer. Well, that's going to save on my electric bill, right? I mean, it's kind of like flipping the glass half full scenario, right? Bentley, lay down. Sorry, my dog. Bentley, lay down. So yeah, just trying to stay positive. I'm not positive all the time. Sometimes, you know, I have my moments, and like I said, I keep them moments, but I don't live there. All right, guys, anybody else have anything else they want to add or talk about or need to vent about or anything? I do need to plug because Spirit won't let me off the hook until I do. So for the last couple months, Spirit keeps telling me, you have a service, you have a service. And I'm like, I do, really? Do I? And they're like, yes, you do. And so they had been pushing me to set up a YouTube channel. So I did that last weekend. So if anybody's interested, right now I'm just posting the videos that I post on here. So it's pretty much the same content, but that's under Scorpio Medium if you're looking for that. I believe my God has helped me with all you got. Thank you. Yes, of course. Of course. And so with that, I also set up a new email because Spirit is telling me I have a service. And so I'm going to start channeling people as a service, which I didn't feel right doing. And Spirit's like, no, you're just like a mechanic or anybody else, right? So if you're interested in that, you can go to Scorpio Medium 74 at Yahoo. And that's on my YouTube. You can find that on my YouTube channel. I did put it in here under the website. It's the only place I could put it. So if you're interested in that, I do have that service now. Let's see. I think that's pretty much everything they wanted me to talk about tonight. I appreciate you all for being here. I appreciate you all. Just remember, you're not alone and you can get through anything. I would be good at marketing on TikTok. Yeah, they want me to sell and I won't, just because it's not aligning with my purpose. I will have a wonderful night. You too, Liz. And reach out to me in messages, Liz or Linda, if you need anything. Just a disclaimer, FYI, if I don't ask you to message me, if you message me, you probably won't get a response. I get hundreds of messages every day between my social media. So I won't respond unless I specifically ask you to message me. But you too are welcome to message me. We do have another community offline. If you're interested, you can message me. We could talk about that. If not, that's fine too. Looks like I've been not quite, about a little over 45 minutes. So if nobody else has anything else they want to talk about. Thank you so much, Linda. You have a great night. Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to say I hope y'all have a great night. Make tomorrow great because it's a choice. You can choose your day. And I'm going to say until we meet again.